Tonight we are going to witness the most anticipated, for the last week that is, match in the history of professional DCS things. For the heavyweight championship of the world.
I guess that gloriously failed. I guess we should test this in the future. I think it didn't paste the entire line. No, it did.
Just change it with 1 R or 2.
I'm not quite sure. Like, we technically, like, that was totally the real Michael Buffer. Like, I don't even know how to spell the guy. But we have been waiting for the last 25 minutes now for this match to start. So, yeah, I guess here we are finally. The Iranian Air Force has 5 people only at this time. But I guess they're going to fly with that setup. Probably they don't have enough pilots for a full row, so we're gonna see how that's going to turn out. So, as you probably already heard, I'm joined here today with the Lazy Seal again. I took him up to hit the statement on the last stream that if he isn't busy or isn't abroad, then he gonna join me here. So yeah. Hello, Lazy.
Hi guys, I'm not even drunk today.
Not as drunk as usual. So, I'm still a little bit frustrated that the AI
And I
thingy didn't
see-
work.
I see Sledger disconnected, so maybe actually 51st decided to level to 5 pilots as well, maybe.
Oh, that could be the case, yeah. As far as I know, by the rule, it's allowed for the two teams to basically agree on flying with less pilots. Like, nobody is obligated to do it, but, like, there's the possibility by the rules. So we're going to see, basically full flanker, also known as, 3 J11s and 2 SC-27s from the 51st side, against 4 F-15s and a flanker from the Iranian Air Force side. Actually, it's interesting how some teams take like single flankers. I'm not quite sure if it's because of the data linking advantage, especially if they don't have enough people and don't have someone on, how's it called, on lot ATC. I think it's understandable. Like having someone who is actually a picture can be kinda helpful.
Are we have R77 on those J11s or not?
Good question. What was flying? It's Iranian Air Force. Frosty also is flying the flanker, traditionally. Tech has NJ11, and he currently has only one ER, and like, I think he's missing some stalls.
Yeah,
I think he did
only
start.
right.
Ah, there, he's rearming. No, I don't see any R77s yet. Yeah, it seems like no R77s. Interesting. I guess they came to the conclusion that I did come to like a couple of times during these streams that oh, Sledger reconnected, so much for balance.
Raptor connected as well, so it's
Okay.
646.
That's cool.
Although Iranian Air Force has like average ping of 220.
Oh, that's danger zone. That's danger zone. Let's hope that nobody gets auto-kicked or, like, basically kicked. Oh, I think we just lost one. Didn't you say someone connected? Because it's 5 again.
Raptor connected and now he's disconnected. I'm actually having this strange thing. It happened to me yesterday. I don't know when it started, but it started like maybe 2-3 days ago, because I didn't see it before that. Basically after last Windows update, when I'll tab from DCS, it's actually kicking me from the server. I'm getting disconnected. I don't know why. It happens on different servers. And I also heard that people having problems with BMS after last Windows update. For me, last Windows update was only about some, I don't know, some CPU, whatever. But I think it's yet to be discovered. Maybe this is actually happening here with the guys as well. Raptor connected again.
Yeah. And I actually figured out why the AI voice thingy didn't work. Like the piece of text I posted was too long. So yeah, with that, next time I'm gonna put out something better, more memey. Interesting part is that actually, like, that wasn't the reason for the delay. Like that actually happened before the supposed match start. Like Malta and I were like working on getting their skins to display properly. And they didn't, but now they do, so I don't know if, like, it's just black magic, or, like, the thing is, I, on my end, didn't change anything, so I'm feeling rather good that I didn't fuck anything up. Because, like, it was like, did you install them properly? And I was like 3 times, yes, they are where you told me them to be. And words are a hard thing, as I regularly find out. But, yeah, pretty slick.
Sledger coming in J11 as well. And Sledger have R77s.
Oh, okay. Probably they have like one guy, like as I proposed like 2 weeks ago, I think. We could see maybe that like Slutcher is the one with the R77s who's like rolling a little bit more, like on the front line. All the other guys are basically doing the supporting shots or kill shots with the
Yeah,
Rs.
you have 2 of them, so I think
okay.
it's like he's gonna shoot them as like defensive shot, defensive offensive slash shot. When the first
things to scare the enemy in general.
Yes.
Hey, wake up.
Ah, 51st lined up.
Yep, the if the IRF guys are going to yeah, they have a 6th guy that joined, and he's currently taxing, so
Oh, my pizza came in. We'll be back in a minute.
probably. These are unsafe taxi speeds, guys. 60 knots is not fine. I hope he doesn't like. There's the oscillation. And he's taking the... I suck at, like, I tried to do, like, Formula 1 racing announcer type thingies, but I'm missing, like, half the vocabulary, so that failed gloriously in the attempt to do so. Also carrying the paperweights, aka ECM pods. I'm not sure how useful that they are, like... And I know I shouldn't say like as much. I'm trying to do better, but... Yeah, they... In this setup, enemy knows anyways where you're coming from or where you're going to, more or less. And the ranges the ECM pods actually deny information. Especially if you have AOX, which shouldn't be too impressed with your puny, small, not so much transmit power ECM devices. Can we actually see them running here? Taking off. I'm sorry for my distinctive lack of vocabulary today. I had a little too less sleep. So I guess, as usual, we're going to see the 51st basically lag. See the 51st Takeoff as 2-3 ships. They usually tend to fly that setup in SATAL. I think we can hear the guys behind us coming in. Could be overtaking the view right now. There we go. Tokyo Drift, yeah. Basically, it was close to Tokyo Drift. So, if I'm not mistaken, 51st have entirely taken off. Yes, they have. Check the Iranian Air Force. Yes, they are also in the process of getting their last bird off from the ground. I actually now have a 2-ship of flankers, which... Am I... What? Don't tell me that the second guy is flying without stalls. Ah, I thought for a second it looked like the second flanker didn't load any stalls. And was like, oops. It would have been bad, but no. All flankers have stalls, so we're good. So, while we go through the usual... At least each team has to fly something along the lines of 70 miles. We're going to go to through the team lists. For the 51st of flying Yaga Tech, let's actually check who's flying with who. Okay, this makes it not easy. Yaga, Molter, and Tech are flying in the first 3 ship, of which Yaga and Tech are J11s. Molter is sticking with the flanker. In the second 3 ship, we have Rage, Slutcher, and Frosty. Frosty again sticking more traditionally with the flanker, that is, yes, and Slutcher and Rage both flying the J11. Interesting choice, I think, here, because they're not using the R77 apart from Slutcher.
All right, we have liftoff finally. I see.
Okay, yes. But they still choose to fly the J11. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I think even like flight performance-wise, it's identical. So
Clean cockpit.
I don't know. Like I don't fly either of them, so I can't. It's the cockpit glass and the J11 cleaner award. Are the Chinese more careful about like waxing their canopy?
As that mod team who bring J11 in, they said basically they used different technology for making this canopy glass, and it's not getting this, like, you know, yellowish color in it with the time as it was described by them. So they have like better technological process for this glass. Therefore they somehow changed it for J11, but inside the cockpit I didn't see the difference in DCS.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they like Chinese cockpit.
Probably, because I can't see no other reason to take the J11. If you don't take the R77, because as far as I know, it's basically identical. Blue has taken control of the area, but like the 51st should be doing the same here quite soon. There comes the autopilot engagement. Autopilot on FC3 is like interesting air quotes. It tends to overshoot. It feels like it's using a linear correction for any error for any flight path error, which obviously leads to oscillation. And now we actually see the 3 ships splitting up. At least the northern one, that is. And as it seems, it's again the typical Ghost Stinger. Malta will like circle around basically, so they have Yaga and Tech in the front line, and Malta basically as backup in the back. The Iranian Air Force is actually flying when I get my view sorted. Okay, yes,
they're really close together, like I don't know what I can call this formation.
And lead has its flaps down. And he just retracted the flaps, okay. So they are flying at 40,000, but they only are at 260 knots indicated, which is painfully slow. They're only doing 530 true airspeed. And how much space is between them? That's only 60 miles roughly. Only 30 miles for acceleration, that's not much.
Well, they have better altitude though.
Yeah, the problem is though, if you start like they only have like 300 knots indicated airspeed worth of airflow over their wings. So I'm not entirely sure. Interesting thing is they dropped the auto bags and have like they're now left with the center one, which as far as I know actually has a higher drag index from the manual than the two outer tanks together. It's not much, but it's noticeable. Second
Okay.
3 ship of the 51st is actually splitting up now, and IRIAF is...
Yeah, they all split.
Interesting. We have basically 1 2 ship, and the rest looks like they're going to be singletons.
Yeah, I bet these 2 ship will do initial engagement and then run do a rotation.
Malta is now 60 nautical miles in the back behind Yaga and TAC. That's some... I would say it's pretty big separation, but it's not too bad, I guess. I think there's one way in which IRIAF, like the Iranian Air Force, could like capitalize on this, and this is try to use superior, like number superiority, local superiority, and the first wave. But I don't think that 51st will commit that much. But if they keep the push
Shots
on,
fired.
if they keep the push on, they technically could chase them and only would have 2 people hot on them.
Yeah, we have that white front here.
Yeah, it looks like
it's...
Napoleonic BVR. Take aim and fire.
Change with your guys, reload, wait until your opponent reload, fire again.
Yeah, exactly. Will we see anything?
There is
connect
dangerous
here?
missiles on... no.
I think they're trashed, yeah, they're trashed. Quite a lot of missiles.
Okay, there is dangerous CT.
On Hawk,
no.
yep.
No, but it's... No, it's not on Hawk. It was for AW.
Okay.
Yeah, if it wouldn't be on Hawk...
Actually, Tech is really in the danger zone if Hawk sees him here.
Yeah. But he already turned.
Yeah, but that's only 3 miles. Although Malta is probably Hawk is focused on Malta here. No, Malta fired on... Oh, this might get toasty here. Okay, this is gonna be hard to follow. We have an AIM-120. First Raptor.
ET.
Yep. Saw that one. But Malta is in trouble. That's going to get toasty for him. Yep, there flows. Okay, one flew past.
What?
I don't know.
Another one going.
Yeah, but it didn't catch. Anything happening in the south? This is close. This is so close. You can see the missile literally. Holy shit. Yep. Explosion and there... What? I'm not quite sure how to... Okay, whatever.
The Malta engaged afterburner and burned that missile.
Okay, someone here is under fire. It's Hawk again. There comes the missile.
Sludge under fire in the center.
Okay, yeah, but I think AW is in more trouble currently. Or is he? I think he's going to outrun that missile. Yeah, he's fine. Okay, so basically we now have a 4v6. Yeah. And actually, the Iranian Air Force here in the south has a local number superiority. Gunslinger, I think, doesn't have visual.
Oh AW in the trouble.
Yep. Lots of missiles, daggers.
Oops.
So now we have a... But I actually think... Yeah, Sludger got taken down.
Yeah.
Hunter under fire from the right. One dodged. That
This is
one,
Slaughter, this is Rumble.
yeah. Okay, that was an interesting missile. Hit the water, but it hit the
AW went
F-15.
down.
He's in zombie mode, I think. Rage is in trouble here with Gunslinger, but I think Gunslinger is kind of blind on him.
Pressure in trouble. Splashed. Only one.
Here comes R73
IRIAF
off ball side,
guideline.
double shots. And
Yep.
1, 2, boom.
That was fast. Usually we see longer PVR engagements before the clash at close range.
I think basically what happened is that IRIAF did keep the push on, and actually 51st form was kinda deteriorating, but they pulled it around, and basically with the 2 splashes they got in, they had time to basically... They basically had the opportunity to take their time and basically tackle the problem more in a linear fashion, and only lost Slatcher in their engagement. So yeah, pretty quick round.
Still, Iranian Air Force guys are luckiest guys in DCS. But they will soon have Persian Gulf, which is like their home base. And soon they will have F-14A. So that should like lighten their mood.
Possibly. Doesn't the Iranian Air Force have F4s as well?
I know F5s there, but F4s maybe they are, but not so many as F-14s.
Let me check. I'm going to check Wikipedia numbers, which are the most accurate numbers. Everyone knows that. Wikipedia lists 177 F4Es for the Iranian Air Force. And roughly 80 F-14s. If I remember correctly, interestingly enough, the Iranian Air Force is the only country which has the Boeing 777 tanker. Like there was a big tanker project, like for like a really big tanker. If I'm not mixing something up, I'm not quite sure. AC-33A? Yeah, that's it. Boeing 747 tanker. In the end, didn't get adopted by the US, but the Iranians basically got it before US-Iran connections kind of deteriorated quickly. Okay, back to the match. We see them forming up again with some, either that's wind or some legit lag. I think it's wind. Look at the contrails, lazy. It's
DCS wins.
Interesting. It's turbulence.
We're still in
very
open
heavy
beta,
turbulence. Very heavy turbulence. Oh no.
Yes, for the intermission. How many guys we have on the channel? Like 48?
Just
47. What you guys think about F-18 so far? I don't see anyone in chat, like there's like a couple of guys, but usually...
they probably will all crawl out of their caves now.
Yeah, they're just sitting there like, the DCS community is boring, it's like nerds sitting in a cave.
Seems accurate. Yeah, I think main... I'm not quite sure yet how severe the problem is with the range on the F-18. Like, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I guess I will see that once I get my hands on it. Apart from that, I think really something I'm really looking forward to is navigation system, because I just love like I just love it. I just love planning flight plans and hammering them in and then have all the data I want during mission time. That's also something why I like the Viggen a lot. Despite it being so old, like it outclasses many of more modern airframes in what you can tell it how you want to fly your attack and stuff like that. It actually can give you cues on, for example, if you give it an attack heading on a point and say I want to prop up so far from that point, then it gives you like automatically generated steering cues from the starting waypoint. Stuff like that makes, like, it's just a quality of life thing when you are in a hot combat zone and you have your mind on other things. It's just helpful when the plane kind of can like basically push you in the right direction with some with some indications. Apart from that, obviously, as soon as we get more advanced stores, it's going to be full memory. I basically already have a list of things I want to try once, like stuff like the walleye with data link and etc. come out. One-man army aspect of the F-18 gonna be strong. And apart from that, yeah, more realistic systems modeling is always nice, and so far the F-18 is shaping up really nicely, at least from what I've seen in videos. In terms of like the FCS is not just that laser idealistic system which always will prevent all unstable conditions immediately. With no fail. Also stuff like limited update rate on the HUD, which it could actually see people throwing off that your altitude and speed is not like laser update rate 2000 frames a second anymore, because you have basically smaller time frames within which you have to access your movement state. Same as basically equivalent to the advantages of a flight path marker versus just a vertical velocity indicator. Like the vertical velocity indicator will technically show you the same, but it's basically already integrated. Like it's like basically one integration step later that you notice. And I think similar effects could happen with the limited update rate, which is like nice to see as part of a realistic modeling.
Yeah, I really felt the fly-by-wire limitations, the FLCS limitations. It's not like laser sharp, like it's not just going where you point it. You can see the time it's taking to process all data and take a decision, even regarding maximum G.
Gonna get the Sochi. See if we can.
Nobody in chat saying anything about F-18 though. Oh, we have lag. Okay, I'm stupid.
We only have 30 seconds lag as far as I know. This time, hopefully, I will get the overhead brake right if they don't do a straight... Ah, no. Straight in approach. I knew it. I knew it, like since the first 51st match I covered and I messed up the overhead brake. They never do overhead brake again. I think it's just to troll me so I never can get it right. Oh, that looked experimental. No pizza wheels though. Okay, so there's the second.
Yeah, they're doing separation now. Brake. Wait. Is it going to land like that? No? No, it's too steep.
First, basically, I made a loop, like a horizontal loop. What? I'm trying to make a horizontal loop over the airfield and It's an interesting approach, I would say.
Aerobatic approach.
Okay, let's connect the next guy. Oh, yeah, we're a little bit late for that.
And I think 51st now having really ridiculous kill to death ratio.
Yeah, the kill to dash. God, I can't talk today. It's kind of hard. Let me call up the statistics.
It was good before, but now it's like, I don't know.
I know after the initial match, I think they had like 12-3 or something. Or even less. Was it 12-0? I'm not sure. Yeah, currently 51st sits as at a 4 kill to death ratio. So yeah, now we're just gonna wait for the next one to start.
They will restart the server?
Yes.
Are you ready? Air combat fans, are you ready? To the thousands in attendance, to the millions watching around the world, from not your city of Schleswig-Holstein, you moons to let's get ready to rumble.
So, and we are live again after that. The thing is, I didn't pronounce the lots of R's as stupid as I hoped it would have. It just like, basically just took one R. So it didn't sound as awesome. I'm sad now. But yeah, we just saw, I think, one of the Iranian Air Force guys again disconnected. Yeah, kicked because too high ping limit. That's unfortunate. Apart from that, I think we're going to see the same setup from both teams. Yeah, yes, so far we have... No, actually we have 3 flankers, 2 J11s from the 51st side. But from the Iranian Air Force guys' side we actually have again 2 flankers, 3 F-15s, so they're basically... No, one flanker, 3 F-15s, so they're missing one of their flanker and one of their F-15 pilots.
Though Tiski is asking for a short recap of the first round. My short recap is Slaughter and Rumble.
Yeah, it's basically what happened was that the Iranian Air Force guys did push in a uniform wave, which actually wasn't too bad. Like, for a moment I wasn't sure if it's going to work or not, but then they actually had some... Like, I think it was Hawk, who was like basically within 3 nautical miles of Tech. If he had seen him, he could have... I'm pretty sure he could have easily have taken him out. But in the end he chased too much, actually going for Malta, who was basically the stinger in the back. So, yeah, then they... Basically, the Iranian Air Force took 2 losses, and then it was 6v4, and yeah, basically Rumble, 51st lost Slutcher, in what I would classify as a furball between like 3 to 4 aircrafts, and yep, then basically, as you see on the top, 54s won the first round. I'm not good at doing short recaps, I know. It's like, Michael X, could you please shortly say something 2 hours later? But that's only the start, 3 hours later. You also have to consider 4 hours later.
It's like more than 2 weeks even.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's actually a viable strategy to make a mess, because, you know, the teams like 51st, 104, they're used to those Crossmaster matches, like, you know, slow exchange, changing positions. When you bring something new to it, you're challenging them into, like, to remember what they train, but probably what they didn't use lately.
Yeah, what I think, making like basically forcing a furball, or like pushing for a furball, can be a valid tactic, but it's also you're either you're like really good at it. I would put SF in that category. They have really good SA in furbally situations. And then you can do it to basically circumvent the, as you said, longer BVR engagement, where it's a lot depends on like keeping shape. To prevent that, if you say we're worse at that, we're gonna circumvent that and just push and hope something good comes from it. That's I guess it's an option. But what I would like to see really in SATAL, like all these engagements we see are so frontal. Like it's literally like I think like the only engagement where we really had separation I think was the I haven't watched last week's stream yet, so I can't say anything about that. But we have seen attempts at flanks, but apart from the ITGC versus RVE match, like all of the engagements are very frontal. Like we always have like a pretty clearly defined front line, and we never have like guerrilla groups trying to basically open a second front, which is like I really would like to see that. I think it's a very viable tool. Crickets.
Maybe guys don't do that because they did the research. So when I think about it, there is two options. They did the research, and like in previous times when somebody tried to use that, they were spotted and isolated and killed. Or people are just lazy.
And on that note, IRIAF starts attack soon. I wonder if we're going to see what I think could be interesting to have SATAL matches on different maps. For example, the Nevada map actually presents an not too big of a challenge, but it's something you have to get used to because ground level is like already at 5,000 feet or something. So if you have your... You have to really be careful if your altimeter is set for basically the altitude at the point you take off for 0. Then 40 feet or 40,000 feet, it's like closer in some scenarios to like, yeah, 45, 46, 48. And it actually makes a big difference.
And we hit the mark to 50 viewers. I think on what it was, I think it was F18 stream, right? It was like 200 guys was a record for DCS, which, or even more.
I'm not sure the vegan stream last year had quite a lot of viewers.
The one which was stream but not stream?
Yeah, exactly. They're basically, here, we have a video, we will stream it. And everyone was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah, I remember me and my buddies, like, we even, like, bought a beer, you know, chips, whatever, snacks,
yep.
like, sitting there waiting.
And then, like, 5 minutes and it's over, and you're like, okay, I guess that works. We actually have a question from the chat. UFO87 asks if J11 and SE27 is considered to be the exact same airplane. No, not exactly. There is some minor differences in outer appearance. There's something, I think the J11 has an anti-collision light, and there's some additional probes, if I remember correctly. Also, the J11 can... The biggest difference is probably that the J11 has the R77. It has the ability to launch the R77 missile. The flanker doesn't have that. And there's currently discussion going on. Basically, Dicker Ironworks asked if we want a realistic or like war gameplay focused approach, because the J11A apparently didn't have the Russian data link implemented. Like, I'm not quite sure on if the Chinese didn't want it or if the Russians didn't want to sell it, but it basically wasn't installed. So it currently has the data link still, which it like if you go from an realistic approach, it wouldn't have. So we're going to see if that is here to stay or not.
There is a warning though about that. I would say it's a warning from Stooge, from 104 Stooge. He did post it in forums, but I want to bring it to attention again if someone from Takeoff Ironworks actually watching. If you're going to remove data link and technically just leave only HUD on this right screen in J11, then don't do that, because it will be even more unrealistic, because Su-27 has tactical screen available on that screen. So it's actually a trade-off, and maybe 50-50, maybe even less. So you will remove data link, but you will remove at the same time another viable feature that exists there. So if this removal of data link will lead to displaying only HUD on Su-27 screen, like in MiG-29, then it's actually it has no point, because you remove one feature which is like not there probably, and you will remove the feature which should be there 100%. So that should be considered. And also J11 is basically Su-27SK, I think, expert version, which was built by Chinese. They had license for it. I think there is a couple antennas that got changes. They changed antennas. The canopy glass, which I talked about, added like the lights like the F-15 has. And yeah, you said something about pitot hits. Probably there is more tubes, or just position is changed. R77 like will be of course like most precious change for the guys who fly Su-27.
So, how are we looking on formations?
IRIAF doing aerobatic, like, main formation, and one guy spinning around it.
What, where? No.
He's forming up now.
Okay. Would be actually funny if one team did that, basically just do like the 4-ship in the middle and have like 2 for the entire flight, and like just fly like a corkscrew around them. I need
would
to
not
make
keep
that
tight formation on the Iranian guys, please, because like one leg, that's it.
Yeah, probably true. Cloud's OP. Cloud, go away. I tell you guys, there's a plane behind this cloud, as you can see by... Yeah, now we see thing. It should just stop talking today. Jesus. Not gonna touch it. Iranian Air Force is actually taking a northerly offset. Seems like they are trying to drag the fight to the north into the mountains. And I mean, there is actually plenty of space to have a fight in the mountains if you really want to. Basically, you basically have the entire mountain ridge to play with up to the north. Where the bubble ends, the mountains are already flattening out again. And in the east, you are basically, yeah, like 10, 15 kilometers short of the big mountain, which someone for sure knows what it's called. Again, Malta Technicum and Yaga flying in one ship, Tech and Yaga in J11's, Malta in a flanker. Second ship is X-Men, Sludger, and Frosty, where actually X-Men and Frosty are flying flank. I think Rage and a J11 did exchange with X-Men. Then Malta going around, creating separation for Stinger from behind.
Yeah, looks like Iranian guys trying to be above mountains.
I hope they actually do something with it and don't just like turn back to bullseye at some point, because that would be like, I'm so sad anytime that happens, because I'm like this could have been so interesting and you just went to bullseye again. So the Iranian Air Force guys get plus points from me in style for trying something else.
I've yet to see that, like, if someone will try to play fuel game, actually. More fuel game, not the fight game. Just basically gain high altitude, maybe exchange some shot, maybe kill someone, and then split. Like, you're killing one guy, and then if you stay in full numbers, you just split and run, and running in that contested area. But having a good fuel discipline, so your opponents would run out of fuel faster than you. That would be really like another level.
Cheeky breaky, cheeky breaky.
I know you already want to do that in your head.
There's technically no rule against it, but meh. It's very meh to do. I'm pretty sure you could do it. I'm actually very sure you could do it. The Mirage with 3 tanks, they can reach Mach 1.6, I think. So you have, I think, 7 tons of fuel, consuming 140 kilograms a minute. So,
consuming nothing.
Basically running on love and willpower.
On baguettes.
Baguettes, exactly. You have roughly 20 to 30 minutes of Mach 1.6 time. You just can basically fly maximum radius circle. Okay. Same as before, line of 4 based from 2-3 ships on the 51st side. Malta and Axeman in the back as Stinger for the Iranian Air Force. Not sure if intended, but whoa, that's a long fox. That's a 60 clicks shot. That's really long range, and we see retaliation also fired from 50 clicks. Interesting. How fast are they? They're doing 800 knots, but they are diving. Okay. 800 knots is good to have, but at... look at the contrails again, please. The contrails. Just like... What? It's new effects for DCS.
Those are resembling a connection.
Yeah. But trashing all the altitude. Yeah, they're actually descending into the mountains, I think. I hope he's not blacked out. No, he isn't. Controlling, yeah. They ran into the mountains. Again, pretty broad front line. I'm not sure if this ET on Raptor... It could be this ET on Raptor still tracking. Watch this. There come flares. Yup, but still hit him.
Russian bias again. ET killing everything.
Did we lose? I think we also
He did
lost
flare
one.
though.
Yeah, but very late though. I think Hawk might also get... Yup. Boom, ET, but... okay, there goes an arm ram. This ET didn't do not sufficient damage to take out this F-15. I think another ET on Hunter. No, I think it sailed by. Probably sailed by. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pressure
finished him off.
Pressure now under fire. Not exactly sure from where.
And there's West Frosty against pressure.
ET.
Pressure under fire for sure.
Boom.
Oh yeah, that was
Close combat.
almost unavoidable.
Double ET on Hunter. Oh, that's a volley. That's 3 ETs at an ER.
Hunter needs to run.
Fire all the things. Full barrage mode.
Run. No, don't turn, run.
1,
Well,
2,
you should have listened to me.
3. That's three out of 3 ET hits. That's yeah. Although, gotta say that M120B and nearly got Yaga.
Another, no. There is AW going for Moltar.
Does he have closure? AW is doing 720 knots. Malta only doing 570. Quickly accelerating.
Yeah, have closure.
And it's a 4.6 nautical miles. What has AW in terms of stores? 2 M7s, 2 M9s, and an M120. But he is switched. Now under fire by ET. There goes something. ET.
And you see Gunslinger on the north, just enjoying sightseeing in the valley.
ET's both trashed.
Yeah, AW now really in a bad position.
Yep. Here comes the impact.
It was almost impossible to survive there.
Okay, so what is Gunslinger's plan? Is there a plan?
I want it to be a fuel game.
Find me if you can.
Actually, can you actually land on the road somewhere and wait until they waste fuel? Well,
I'm not sure. As far as I know, you explode if you land outside the bubble. I'm not sure what happens if you land inside the bubble. Yeah, still 2 M7s, 2 M120s, and 2 M9s. In danger, though, of running outside the combat zone here, I think. Oh no, he still has space. Still has space. I think he's going to try to hide in the north of the mountain ridge. Oh, is he? He's using a lot of burner. I'm not. I'm not sure. He doesn't have externals anymore. Here we go over the mountain ridge. Although I don't get that maneuver now. He's flying back towards them.
Maybe he's the most vicious pilot of the Iranian Air Force. They will just like leaving him behind. Like if they will tackle us, you came in and kill them all.
Sounds like a solid plan not to use that in the first place. I'm not sure. It's not a really good dragging pattern he's doing. He's flying up the same canyon again.
He's using afterburner though, yeah. If he's waiting for them, he should not use so much afterburner here.
If he wants to drag,
hide,
he needs to get over the mountain ridge and basically get on the other side. And he should have the space here.
What's the bubble radius?
100 kilometers. So he needs to
He's actually getting close. He's really close.
Yeah, he basically needs to go a little bit west so that the bubble extends further north from him. But he's getting cornered at this point here. They know where he is.
I think 51st guys they were waiting for him, but now they tired. They're just going for him. Well, without AVAX, it would be probably like, I don't know, maybe he would have some like viable chances, like if he's lucky. But with AVAX,
You
I'm
can
not sure.
evade the AWACS, but he's not doing a particular well job at doing contra flying here. I'm not sure what his plan is. I'm quite puzzled. I mean, he can already see the contrails of the 51st guys. And he's flying towards them with 300 knots speed climbing. I'm not sure.
I think he's gonna play in the mountains. Maybe he got separated because the guys, like, maybe there was some miscommunication on comms, and he got separated, and now he just don't know what to do best. He's just trying to hide.
Thing is, if he doesn't have GCI, I understand more than without. Without GCI, this is pretty hopeless. With GCI, it would be, in my opinion, doable. At least to draw it out. But at the moment, he's running 1v6, and he's
Oh,
firing.
the fox! From that altitude. Yeah, I think if the first guy will just turn back, there are plenty of them to engage.
Yeah.
I think he will
Frost.
fox again here.
Yeah, here comes Frosty. Does Frosty see him? Yep, he does. Here comes the fox. Not oh, he is flaring.
First he splashed. Oh no, they both splashed. Well, that was exchange.
Is the F-15 dead though? Yes.
Insurance shots.
And here we go. Yeah, it was a pretty risky move on... I'm actually not sure, did Frosty really get killed or did he break his wings?
Yeah, he disconnected already.
Yeah, he got killed by M120B, okay. Because the missile trail went like... what looked to be like an entirely different direction from my perspective, and I was like, how did he explode? Yeah, risky move from Frosty there to come over the ridgeline like that at that short range. But I guess after all, it still works. 5-0.
Yeah, they have a big margin in numbers. Good fights, and this match goes for 51st.
Yes, indeed.
51st racking some numbers, killing everyone.
Look at the contrails. Look at the contrails. What?
What with them?
What is that?
For me, it's alright.
You should look on the stream. They are not all right. What is that? Someone overshooting like
Stream has more than 30 seconds delay.
should be 30. 30 plus the delay from like streaming platform itself.
Now I see those contrails.
Looks perfectly legit to me.
Was alright for me though.
It's chemtrails, I tell you, it's chemtrails. They activated their chemtrail. this version you made.
They're just using new type of engine. Like some wave engine.
It's a gravimetric distortion from the confined confined singularity powering the 51st
secret technology.
Secret documents told us so.
Kinda lazy. Should I do a module giveaway? Or we wait until next time? Let's see how our chat reacts.
That's delay though. There's 30-second delay, so he either read your mind, which is possible given that 51st is using confined singularity for their engines, which he obviously saw by the contrails. You know what I would like?
You would like a tornado in DCS?
Oh yes, like please give me GR4 and just have 12 brimstones. The fancy thing with brimstones, they have active radar seekers and you can just give them like an area to search for targets. And you basically, on an airfield, if you do an airfield attack, you just assign areas where you expect vehicles to each brimstone. You can literally just like ripple fire 12 brimstones and they just go, and if they find something they kill it, more like an anti-ship missile. And while you have 2 tanks on and 12 brimstones, you actually still have space for 4 alarms, which is like anti-radar missiles. So you basically could just ripple off 16 missiles from low level and then just instantly run away with like tons of fuel. It would be quite nice. The funny part about the alarm anti-radar missile is actually it has a parachute. So if the radar transmitter switches off, the missile will like pop a parachute mid-flight, so it will basically loiter, and if the radar transmitter goes hot again, it ignites a second stage and basically goes re-attack. Actually pretty fancy.
And that is, guys, how you make Microvax to forget what he was actually wanted to say.
I want an ability to reset the F11 views for the airports.
Ah.
Are we going to Senaki, right? Yes, we are.
Chat is still silent. Or not. I think I'm just having maybe more delay because of my connection, but I'm not sure.
No, there's switching aircraft between rounds allowed is the only thing I saw, so I think they didn't hear you or they are sleeping. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's their problem.
Just, I guess so. I'm still amused by the fact that I won an F-14 module by getting shot in the face by Wingman, basically, like 20 seconds after I fired my Maverick. It's like, still like, wins an F-14 module, kills one vehicle in a match and dies instantly. Like, you know that computer kiddo, which like gives a thumbs up and like nods like reassuring.
Mm-hmm.
Like exactly that is what I thought when I saw that. Not bad.
No, I guess they didn't hear anything about module giveaway, I think. Anyway, they're already below 50. Lazy, deaf guys. So, by the way, How long will SATAL last till the fall?
I think the original plan was 36 weeks. If I'm not mistaken. Not sure. Let me check. I think it's 36 matches, and at the moment we are week 13.
Michael and John, just try your question and we will see what happens.
What question?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Don't bother.
You are allowed to switch pilots, you're not allowed to switch aircraft. Am I watching the wrong airport? No, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. No, what?
Kutaisi.
Yeah, I'm... I had the F-11 view at Tsunaki and locked it actually onto the 3 ship, and I was like, why am I looking through all these trees? What are they doing? And then I was like, am I at the wrong airport? Yeah, yeah, mistakes were made. Quality. I'm just going to pretend nothing happens. Here we see 2 flankers crabbing in. Ah. And now I get what they mean in chat. The 51st did change aircraft, technically. Because...
J11.
Yeah, exactly. Because they changed J11 against the flanker.
I think in the end...
Well, I know what you want to say, like, from a reasonable perspective, there's no real, like,
no,
didn't...
I mean, in the end, I think it goes to the teams. Like, teams can talk with each other. And I don't think Iranian guys will actually stand on this, that there should be a rematch or something. I don't think they will do that. They will just admit loss, and that's it. Even with this change to J11. Oh, Michael and John, I don't even know. It seems that there is no tactic against 51st. Just run. Just don't participate.
Unreal. I don't think it's that bad.
Well, one of the tactics I came with is revive 104th to their previous form, like make all 104th veterans fly again, and maybe this will do something.
I think what 104th did last round is pretty much it's pretty much what is probably the best. You have to try basically to run them out of stalls. and because the ER is not that dangerous, you can do that relatively. You can actually trash them relatively easily. That's probably best way. Yep, basically.
But it depends on distance, though. Well, actually, yeah, I saw them being trashed at pretty close distance. But it's on close distance here, it's really fast. You just need to spot it and like understand that you need to chaff before it hits you.
So yeah, I just 51st just noticed themselves behind the scenes, and they are now basically going to address that. I guess it's easy to miss because like they are both technically flankers, but like they are not the same thing. Like it looks very much the same. And especially if you don't use the R77, it's easy to miss.
If it didn't have any R77s, then there is like virtually no difference at this point. Or those additional Python tubes or different antenna for IFF, I think, or for ILS, I don't remember, would give any advantage.
Your ILS is up here.
Are you on comms with Malta? What they
they basically are going to. Yeah, they're basically going to talk to the Iranian Air Force guys now about it. At least that's what I understand. So we know if there's going to be round 3 or no.
Yeah. It's just as I supposed that it's like there will be some discussion between teams, and I think Iranian guys, they will not press on any charges. Although if 51st guys would like just go there and tell them like, you know, guys, we just forget that we changed the plane. It's technically the same plane, but we willing to give you a rematch for this round anyway. Maybe it's actually like, if you give me, why wouldn't I take it and try again?
So like, do you know the 3-door problem with the goat?
It's best of 3 rounds.
Do you know that that game show problem with like behind 2 doors are goat and behind 1 door is like a sports car or something?
I don't think so.
Basically, the question behind it, which is like fairly easy to grab, is like the game master opens 1 door. Like you have to select 1 door and say like behind which door is like the sports car, and the game master opens 1 door which isn't the sports car, and you may choose a new door. And basically, the question is, what is better? Do you choose a new door or not? And actually, like once you have seen the proof, it's fairly easy. Like you should choose again because the probability is better. But yeah, it's like what you just said. Like the problem just reminded me of. Okay, we're going to have a round 3. I just got the word from Malta.
I see. I don't think actually Iranian guys went there and just said like, you took this plane, give me a rematch first, and like this is against the rules. No, I don't think they went like that. I think they just took it because 51st guys proposed that first, and why wouldn't they? It's still a chance. They still can fly and have fun. So I don't judge them for that.
Yeah, I said it's like the same as with the doors. Like if you have like the opportunity to have a better probability of something good happening, like yeah, just roll with it. Always choose the other door. Yes, exactly.
Would be cool if Iranian guys will actually win this rematch round.
Now I need to like adjust my overlays. Okay. I'm not sure. Is that now a win? Is that now a win for the Iranian Air Force? By rules? Let me check. I don't know if just a round is invalid or if it's a win towards them.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to win like that.
Rules doesn't say what's the penalty for it. It just says it isn't allowed. So I'm just going to say round 2 goes to the rule book.
So it's basically not a rematch, but just round goes to them, right?
As I understand, probably yes. But there is no in the rule book. There is no like at least on like that quickly. I haven't found like I haven't found what's like the penalty for violating the rule is if it's rematch of that round, which I don't think, or if it's a loss, or if it's like nobody wins, everybody loses. Not sure, but from my point of view, I would say it would be a loss for the 51st. Because it would be kind of weird if one side fucks up and both sides just get a loss for it.
The rule book, right?
It's scientifically accurate. Okay, I just asked Malta. Yes, that round is credited towards the Iranian Air Force.
Still, to win we need to have another round.
Exactly.
If you fixed your AI voice, this would be nice. Trying to actually like change the speech for the third round.
Don't have a speech, that's the problem.
Oh, I mean the written speech.
Oh, no. Next time. I'm too lazy.
telling me about laziness, right?
Grandmaster of laziness, lazy seal.
Laziness is the engine of progress.
Kinda, yes. In a certain point of view, yes. In our RVE Discord, we have a channel called SATAL Command Bunker. And I just got the word from Tito that I suck as a narrator and I should put in more passion, comrades. And then I said, like, no, it's German mode, it's supposed to be like that.
Why I can't see that bunker though? You're hiding it from me.
Yeah, it's a secret SATAL Command Bunker.
Good facility.
Secret documents. I swear, it's these days where you think, yeah, I'm gonna quickly stream SATAL and then do something. And these are the days where, like, you start the match half an hour late, then you have 3 rounds. It's like, always like that.
Well, if you need to go somewhere, like, really need to go, you can leave it to me. Just give me a DCS World Events account. I think I for sure can stream
Oh no, it's all good.
with my automatical shit, but not the YouTube.
All good, like, it's not bad. Like, it's nothing time critical.
I don't have anything as well. The Veritech should come today, but it's closer to the night, to like 11 PM.
I don't get what you mean with Veritech. Like, we have a squadron member called Veritech. Is there connection? I'm kind of confused.
It's him, yes.
And like, what do you mean with what should he do?
We will go for a drink.
Ah, he's visiting you. Ah, okay.
Well, not specifically me, just Moscow.
Ah, okay. My current project is to build a... Basically what I want to do, like, in the, like, lecture-free time in the summer is basically start to build my own, like, missile islands. I can build a cruise missile and send you a message.
Yeah. Missile guidance
Yes!
system. Okay.
Like, basically I'm going to start with bottle rockets, and I just want to basically make an INS which just integrates at precision, and like you just give it a position where you want it to land. Probably going to fail a lot of times. But yeah, at some point probably the trench coats will show up.
It's probably gonna be reported to German special
Guided bottle rockets.
bureaus. Special bureaus.
Guided water-powered bottle rocket. Highly dangerous.
I don't know. You tell me how dangerous it will be.
Well, it's literally like for propulsion I'm just going to use like a pressure, like a bottle with where you put like roughly a third of water in, and then you just put like 6 atmospheres of pressure on it or something, and then you get something with which you can get like a small rocket, like 60 meters. Like nothing too fancy. But like manually coding like all the needed functionalities yourself is like a challenge. I'm looking forward to it. Because like first you have to basically figure out where the fuck you are, so basically you have to basically build your own INS system of just a bunch of
alignment.
Yeah, just of a bunch of sensors. I mean, alignment is not that bad anymore because, well, it's all solid state. But and then you have to basically code the stabilization so the thing doesn't do what the FC3 autopilot does and does linear corrections and goes like, oh lol, I'm breaking apart here.
You think it will?
Thought I should drop in and see if I could enlighten you guys on what's
possible
happening.
to place it on one chip?
Wait a sec. Lazy can jump over to the 51st TeamSpeak, I guess. Or Malta, you can jump to my command. No, I guess Lazy Seal over to the 51st is easier.
Yeah, paste me an address. I don't think I saved my address book after my last update.
Okay, gonna fire you over the address second. That's the address, and there's no password. Okay, Lazy should be coming over. Second now.
They changed password for the server?
There is none.
User was moved to your channel.
Lazy, do you have
was
talk
moved.
privileges? Yeah, he does. Okay, so
I have white male privilege.
what is going on is in the first round we flew with 51st flew with 4 J11s and 2 Su-27s. And I'm sure you guys have already, everybody's already realized this, but the second round we changed pilots, and our pilot that subbed in took a Su-27 instead of a J11, which is against the rules. When this happened, this has happened before in SATAL with SF and 36th, I believe, and we forced SF, when that happened, to fly again. So they had to fly 3 rounds. So that's what we're trying to work out right now. The problem that we're having is that IRIAF is saying that all their pilots, or a lot of them, have already left. And I think part of the discussion is also that with the payload thing, I think in the rules it says that it's a disqualification, but I don't think it says if it's a match or a round. So there's some discussion on whether, on their end, we should be forfeiting the entire match. And that's what's going on. Are you enlightened?
Enlightenment
Really,
achieved.
really
Good.
enlightenment.
Good. So we're just
Can
trying
we
to
chip
figure out...
in that discussion? To have like, you know, hot news, fake news.
But what we're trying to do right now is just get it organized. We'll fly round 3. We've already accepted that that's going to be that the last round that we flew round 2 is a loss. It's just trying to get everything organized to get a round 3 going. And if we can't, I guess it just ends in a draw. Is I think the only acceptable outcome that we can do in this particular situation. So that's what's going on. Anybody have any questions? This situation kind of sucks, but
I have a question. Did IRIAF propose just to count it as your victory and not mess around?
I don't think that's... I don't know. I haven't been in discussions. I've only had what's been relayed to me by the other 51st members, so I'm not entirely sure. This is just what I've been told, which is what I've already told you.
Yeah, I'm just doing douchebag journalism, so.
That's all good. So I'm going to drop down again. I just thought you guys would want to be enlightened on what's going on or what's taking so long for round 3 if we do get it underway. And I guess I'll let you know if we reach a consensus.
Robbie.
User left your channel.
So we stay here or go to
I don't mind.
port?
I think Discord has slightly better voice quality, so I would say we mute ourselves here and go back to Discord.
Yeah, let's go back to Discord.
Sound muted.
Yeah. Kan je hier niet lezen?
Yep.
Ah, okay. We were about to say something, I forgot what.
Not sure.
Same here. Okay. In Marco, it's kind of unclear that they agreed that second round basically goes as a loss towards the 51st. Technically, that would mean we're going to fly a third round. This I understand that most of the IRIAF pilots already left, like on their side. It's like the problem where like you think you lost and your people leave, and then you figure out, oh, we didn't lose, and then you have to basically try to get all the people back together fairly quickly. We had this situation in the past, and basically the two options we're going to see here is either we fly a third round, or we basically gonna end this with 2 rounds. One goes for to 51st, one goes to IRF. And that would mean this match would be a draw. You two sound exactly the same. This is offensive.
What?
The Russian dude, the Russian dude and the German dude, they don't sound exactly the same. Top kick.
I wonder how many guys left on the Iranian side. Maybe we can replace them.
We just pretend we're Lil. We can do investigative journalism. Just jump in and commentate from while flying there. we get like our like press vests, like where it's like stapled on, in form of invincibility.
Press liveries from flankers.
We get invincibility. It would be kind of funny. Top kick. Uh, 500 kiloton. I think there's in the Splash 1 gaming Discord, there is actually looking for a squadron channel now, where basically squadrons can present them to you. And kinda, I think, I'm not sure who is recruiting, but they have been a few people. You can, that's probably the most up-to-date place and most dynamic place where you can go to look for joining a squadron. Who was the Russian one? Microvex, right? Wonderful. Wonderful. Lil. As said, we should really just do unexcited F4 early access at some point when it happens. Just be like, yeah, we're gonna fire shit now. It blew up. Just be basically the exact opposite to the Reapers. Just be completely unexcited. And just do like reasonable missions. Like fly 400 nautical miles somewhere, drop a GVU-15, fly back. And the entire time just play I spot with my little eye something that is blue. The sky. Yes. I spot with my little eye something that's red. Bingo lamp. Yes. Got purged hardcore level. Stalin came down and basically grabbed your link out of the chat and put it into the gulag. Wonderwolf just said, logistics are hard, joystick is hard, life is hard, everything is hard. Yeah, and Grumpy Finn jumps in on the bait, don't take Viagra. This community is so mature. Except it isn't. Like, I recently checked on my YouTube stats, like the demographics. 100, like on some videos I actually have like it's actually listing like female viewership at like 1 to 2%. If I just take together everything, it just rounds to 100% male viewership.
On the Facebook group, DCS group, there's 2 or 3% as well. So the numbers are correlating.
Scientifically accurate.
Tell Molter we can fly for the IRIAF guys. Or maybe we can like
yeah,
find.
But only if we get a MiG-21 and a vegan.
Yes. At least
with Mavericks, fire and forget, OP. Laser beam, RB-05, joystick guided missile, unspoofable. You can't spoof Mark 1 eyeball, impossible.
I still need to understand how it actually should be employed, that flare missile. Because when I launch it, you're shifting, and it's not more like relatively to your eye position. It's not that easy to guide it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hard. It's mostly a training thing. I got it to the point where I can basically fire, turn 20 degrees off, and actually hit like a target, which is like 8 kilometers off my side. You have to basically think where the missile is, how the line of sight rates are going to develop, and basically pre-plan for that. And then actually you can like hit SA-8 sites actually with it. Basically fire, turn off 20 degrees so you look outside the left of your window and basically guide it in with the line of sight rate correlating to the distance. But it's not easy. It's way easier to just throw a Maverick at it. The interesting part is actually that air defense is considered as a target. So, for example, if you're shooting an SA-19, what is a valid tactic is to fly low so that the SA-19 can't shoot you. And then you basically fire the RB-05 and it locks onto the RB-05, and then you yourself can pop up. And the Tunguska will start shooting the RB-05, but since you can steer the RB-05, you can actually evade the gunfire with the missile, while the Tunguska is shooting at the missile. And if you're good enough, you can actually still kill it with one missile, and otherwise you shoot like a second one. the really sad part with the RB05 is, in real life, it has basically 3 different fuses. One for anti-shipping, which is like obviously like a delayed action fuse, so it penetrates the fuselage of the ship and basically blows up inside. Then you have impact fuse, and the thing actually has a active radar fuse for air-to-air usage, which actually has a big range because, well, it's a 150 kilogram high explosive warhead. If it blows up, it's going to kill shit. Problem in DCS though is, at least as Ragnar told me, they weren't able to basically have a variable fuse for it, which like changes, like the same weapon changes the fuse as via the weapon selector as you do it in the real aircraft. Like that's what Sjö, Luft, and what's the third one? I forgot what the one for ground is. Whatever. But for example, for the Vickers it works because there you can like set impact fuse, air-to-air fuse, and air-to-air add-on fuse, so it should be possible. But at the moment you have the problem that the impact fuse doesn't trigger sometimes, even if you hit like something like a flanker, even if you just would need to get it within like 6 to 10 meters of it to actually trigger. If that would work, I would use it a lot more in air-to-air. The problem is just, it's so hard in the beginning, and then it doesn't even trigger if you like directly hit it sometimes, and that's why I'm just like not bothering until it has like an active radar proximity fuse, where at least can be sure if it gets within 6 to 10 meters, it blows up.
I heard something about 15 meters.
That's very well possible. Like I said, it's an active radar fuse, so it should have pretty long range, and as I said, 150 kilograms of high explosive charge. Like, it's not the entire warhead, it's actually 150 kilograms of explosive, which is more than a Mark 82 bomb. It's like more like 2 Mark 82 bombs. It's like sufficient boom.
Would be nice to have like a fuse button.
Yeah, remote. Self-destruct activate.
Yes. That's a long time they're taking to just understand if there will be
Your cat agrees.
Yeah. He's annoyed. He wants to watch turn around.
Yeah, I don't know. At the moment in the 51st team speak, there's only us, the 51st guys, and nobody else. I'm not sure what the situation here is. Problem is probably that the Iranian Air Force guy is dropping connection on the 51st team speak last time out. It's probably complicating things. FSB, no. How's the Iranian Secret Service called? I don't know. To the Google
It's
machines.
secret. That's why you don't know.
It's the service. Ministry of Intelligence. Well, that's interesting. Ministry of Intelligence of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Well, its logo is interesting. Like, looking like basically an eye, but it's more like an eye that's missing. And in the middle of the eye there's... Do you know that game where you have to describe something and someone else has to paint it? We should do that with like Secret Service symbols.
It's a globe.
Yeah, it's basically in the middle you have an eye, but the eye has like a vertical line extending from the bottom of it, and to the right, basically the border of the eye is missing. And then around that you have a square, which is actually on its tip. And in the top corner you have like a perpendicular angle. Then you have a second square, which is 90-degree rotated, so it's like with its flat side down, but the lower side is actually not completely filled. And it's also on the upper edge, it's just intersecting with the... That is bullshit, why are we doing this?
You see Molter open the stream for the cockpit view.
Yeah, I think the comms are not on it, but yes, he was streaming his perspective, basically.
Oh, he was. Okay. I just thought he just popped on there, but we have third round now. But it's not like that.
I sent you the logo I just tried to describe. Do you recognize what I said?
Kinda.
Kinda unexcited, lazy.
Did you try the dynamic DCS something? There's a server getting popularity.
They are joining! It's happening!
What? By the way, servers still have same password, right?
Well, I know, yes.
It says it's incorrect.
I'll check it.
Looks like I'm loading.
Yes.
I see 5 Iranian guys. Start the stream, change the picture. Better just look at Su-27s and parking.
Picture changed. Amazing effects.
Production value.
Production value. Our production value is like through the roof. Glowing Amram can go home. We make best DCS content. Cinematics OP.
I actually need help with my video I want to make. It's a hilarious thing, but I'm too lazy to finish it. Okay, there will be 4 J11 and 2 Su-27s.
I'm dyslexic. I'm allowed to to ruin words to my liking.
Where's the 6th guy?
I don't know.
Side.
Dial-up isn't stable enough.
Hawk the best connection of them all. It's like 212. And the worst one is 273. I think it's like on the edge of like
Third of a second.
non-dangerous pig.
A third of a second is really long round trip time, especially for something which is like as fast paced as air-to-air combat.
Okay, pressure is here, so it's 6 versus 6. So 51st did not walk away from the deal with Iran.
God damn it, Lucy.
Alright, they're lining up. Line them up, guys. Line them up.
Vertical Charlie, that music, I'm tripping, Mike. It's fine, we're only listening for the last 40 hours, 40 hours, yeah. 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna make it stop. That's what you get for it. Warning, I also have a 24-hour loop variant of it. See you later, Wolf.
I don't see the last Iranian guy. I see only 5.
Vertical Charlie, the scary thing is that I'm never on anything, like its natural state as always. The insanity is normal. Keep on walking, the insanity is normal. Probably should make that like his signature on the forum or like, I don't know. Thing here is 51st that doesn't even have spooled.
Yeah, they're too lazy. I can see our 77s again in on a slideshow J11. Wait, I see a sec. I see X-Man hiding 1R77 just under belly. Only one though. Tech has 2 R77s under belly. So J11s have like everything. ER, G, 77.
What is that AWACS killer missile called? I think it's called R70. Oh god, I have to check.
Like you mean the Russian one?
The Novator KS-172.
Think you're about. No, Russian names like usually are staying behind the scene. There is usually NATO names, but Russians giving the names to the weapons like in a hilarious way. You know the missiles and the laser systems Putin showed the videos of them. And later Ministry of Defense actually they organized a voting on their website where people can come and actually propose the name for the new weapon system.
I don't know who I was talking to recently, but the the hypersonic missile launch from the MiG-31 is called Kinzhal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But what you know what's also called Kinzhal? The naval SA-15. Like we're approaching interesting levels of namespace collision in the Russian defense industry.
This is all to just you know, to distract the enemy.
Yeah, but I don't know who I was talking to, but it was basically we were coming to the conclusion, like, it's flying a two-seater, drop the Kinzhal. You mean the countermeasures, the laser system, or the missile?
So the one of the like proposals for the laser system was like named ophthalmologist, or you can just take like older, only like, you know, for the ground troops, for the police, there's like tons of hilarious names, like a special ammo for a shotgun's called Surprise, or the gas,
That's actually pretty
or the
goddamn
gas
funny.
grenade called like they usually using flower names for the gas grenades, for the tear gas.
But yeah, I said, like, K is 100. Like, it's like basically it's a buck surface-to-air missile modified to be strapped onto a flanker to shoot like high-value targets such as AWACS and tankers and shit like that from like ridiculous ranges. Well, I would say the F-15 and the flanker have the same role, and their performance are fairly comparable, I would say. The flanker, I would say overall the flanker has, if you're coming from BVR, the flanker has a slight disadvantage, but I would say overall they are pretty close in performance. If you subtract the AIM-120C, because that's just kinda out of time scope. Like, the AIM-120C came at a point where Russia was already, like, Soviet Union was already, like, falling apart, like, no coordinate defense development effort anymore, so, yeah. And kinda doesn't work very well to include AIM-120C, because, like, 1990 Soviet defense stuff just, like, yeah, stops, kinda.
And we have a go-go.
Finally. They don't even use afterburn on takeoff. They're stealing my time. So, here we go, round 3. People told me to be more excited. I'm excited. No, I can't. I just can't. So, I have...
We'll be excited if IRIAF will, like, kill half of the 51st guys.
You're so pessimistic. I have to be careful that I don't get sarcastic and, like, get overly pessimistic that we're not going to see anything new. So we're seeing... It's really hard to not get sarcastic at this point. We see the usual 2-3 ships from 51st again. which probably will kind of fan out into 2 ship at front, 1 in the back, ×2, creating... I just found... Okay, lazy. I found something interesting on the map. Move to GMRS grid, Foxtrot Hotel 19. It's like to the north of Bzeep City. Like there's Bzeep 3y kilometers and 5y kilometers. I'm not quite...
Foxtrot Hotel 09?
No, 19.
19.
There in the canyon, you have like 2 cities, and they call Bzeep 3y kilometers and 5y kilometers. I'm wondering if that's like data structure wise, because it's like technically counting towards Bzeep City, or if that's their real name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's probably a real name. It's just a settlement.
Yeah.
You can see that more like they sometimes those small settlements just take a name. It can be just kilometer, just numbering in a kilometer.
Interesting.
And, it's just from the closest bigger settlement, but it's not really usual, but somewhere it's like that.
Okay, so how is the Iranian Air Force looking?
Forming up.
As per usual, pretty relatively close, not too close. Big blob, 6 ship.
So no mountains play, it seems.
Not this time.
Need to find Gunslinger. Last time he got lost in the mountains. Yeah, here it is. Maybe in that round, Gunslinger should have, like, his task was to like flank through all those valleys, but he just didn't have much time because they probably thought that they will spend more time in BVR exchange and all that, and he will have time to flank through all the valleys and attack from behind.
Yeah, the thing is, if they actually planned for that, they should have, with the main fighting force, they shouldn't have been like basically fighting a delay action, giving up ground towards the west to actually give A, the flank time, and B, actually basically move the main blob like in the opposite direction of the flank to make that easier. But that kind of didn't happen, so yeah, I don't know. Also, I think he didn't flank from the start, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. So we have 75 miles left until we see... No, until they are on top of each other, so probably more like 50 miles or something until we see the first shots fired. Iranian Air Force again is high, but pretty slow, and they again flying with flaps out, which I do not understand. And I think we have a disconnect. Falcon 9 just froze. Falcon 9 stopped responding. Rip.
Yep.
You really don't get the flaps. Like they give you.
Maybe it's some DCS bug.
No,
Maybe
they're retracting them at some point. What they do is they go up on flaps because they climb fairly slowly, which doesn't really make sense because if you're high up, you want to have ram effect as much as you can, and flaps induce a lot of drag, so yeah, kind of counterproductive.
Yeah, Falcon is out.
First blood.
And you see 51st usual net is ready for the fish. Or not
You're
the
so
fish,
mean.
but summer 15. No, I actually won the. I'm rooting for IRIAF guys. If they win, it will be more excitement here. You see the three guys going off. You think they're flanking?
They don't have enough velocity or enough angle to really flank around Technetium and Yaga. Here come the first ERs, range 17 miles. Drop up at an actually reasonably fast F-15. But again, full trash on the energy. You put a lot of fuel and time into getting high energy states, so always sad when people die from 40,000 and like trash all their energy and just fly through like 15,000 feet where like drag eats all your energy. Was hard. There comes an ET. Don't tell me that hits.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Didn't he have a warning? Like he was flying straight?
Wasn't
I
ET.
mean, maybe. No, it was ER.
Oh, Frosty might. No. Okay, I think that we passed, yes. More ET shots. Full burner. And here comes a missile. Painful.
ET is OP.
And we... Okay, yeah, we lost 2. Yep. So now it's 3v6. I think someone behind Frosty is still alive. I'm not sure. Was X-Men... No, that was friendly. No.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Was that friendly fire?
No. It actually was ET from Pressure. Wait, Pressure's still alive?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because X-Men was foxing at something behind Frosty.
Yeah, probably he disappeared from the map though.
Yeah, exactly. When you get
X-Men down. X-Men down.
Holy shit.
Pressure is lining them up.
Wow.
Line them up. He's now invisible warrior, at least on F10 map.
See if we can see him from Snatch's point of view. Nope. Doesn't also... The F5 doesn't hook him.
Yeah, I can't go F2 on him.
I think if you cycle through with F2, you should be able to find him. You can't select him from the map, basically.
No, I'm trying, but it's not there.
Indeed.
Yeah, IRIAF has stealth 27.
Ram coaching OP. So we actually now see a 3v4 or a 4v4. It's kinda not clear.
3 plus stealth. 3 plus stealth.
3 plus zombie.
Well, he stealths, but he paid the price for that for sure. because even if if you're not visible on F10 map, it means that DCS at some point thought you're dead. It means probably most of your systems are fucked up for sure.
Yeah. Oh, someone gunslinger crashed. That's unfortunate. There comes an ET from Tech on... No, Matt got eaten by terrain. Ah yeah, pressure also disconnected, so he probably died. So now we have a 2v4. Raptor having 1 ER, 1 ET, 2 R73s and paperweights. Orc having 2 AIM-7s, 1 AIM-120 and 2 AIM-9s. So not... There comes an ER, but
Head to head south.
And Hawk is slewing across the map, I'm not quite sure. Oh, that shot on Yaga is danger. Nope. Might. No, I don't think so, yeah.
Shot on Sledger is dangerous.
No.
Oh, he evaded.
Yep. Malta is now bringing the flank up from the north, though. ET against Tech. But he should be able to avoid that. Oh, no. Oh, yes. No. Oh, boom! Tech getting himself taken down by an ET.
Malta ambush is going on, though.
Yeah.
Boom, 1. M7, now he will spoof that. Although, he has a Hawk 06.
Yeah, but Yaga is basically bringing in the flank here, and that ER shot is really dangerous. And explosions.
Yeah, at that distance.
That distance, really. So, yeah. So, yeah, pressure really taking down 2 there, if I'm not mistaken. In stealth mode. Yeah, it's, yeah. The current missile problematic in DCS is quite obvious at this point.
Oh, we have Maverick, but he's late to the party.
Yeah, he's late to the... Let's wait 40 minutes to get round 3 started party.
He was trolling me today. It was nasty.
What did he do?
He said the MiG-21 is not a real plane.
It's not a real
And he said he's F-15 faster. Although MiG-21 is faster than F-18 though.
Well, everything is faster than the fucking F-18. like this. I think the Sipicat, the Jaguar it's actually faster than the F-18. Let me check.
Yeah, that's why I fly it, because it's a hardcore.
Gotta go fast.
And I'm probably a masochist. No.
The Viggen is the real spaceship. That thing in Zone 3, the acceleration is just unreal. But the thing also burns in, like, if you go Mach 1.4 or something at relatively low altitude. Basically, the engine burns 900 kilograms of fuel a minute. The thing just, like, eats fuel. For comparison, the Mirage engine, in its correct way, it's like maximum like 350 kilograms a minute. Like, it's very Mirageous in terms of fuel consumption for just like 25 kilonewtons more thrust or so.
By the way, is there any news about fuel consumption fix?
Apart from that, they want to fix it, no. Maximum speed of the Jaguar is Mach 1.6. So I guess the F-18 at Mach 1.8, if I remember correctly, is kind of faster, but also not that much. Especially if you consider the F-18 has a fighter designation and the Jaguar is just an air-to-ground plane. Viggen is the really fast air-to-ground plane. Let's just go Mach 2 to win.
So that's still a win for 51st. And what will be the next week?
You're asking the sensible question which are causing work to me. God damn it, stop.
You should have processing power.
That's enough. Yeah, it doesn't list latest results. View all events. Just do things. Yes. Currently fighting the May 19th match. Next week is ITGC versus InSky.
We have Vertical Charlie in chat. So, what do you think? Vertical Charlie, you will win next week. You can do a shit talk like you know how the UFC guys do before the fight. Do a shit talk now in chat.
Yes, please.
and on Twitter.
We need official Twitter accounts for the teams. Yes, please. We can now then bash
we need
each other.
Trash talk with each other, like it's usual marketing technique. That's not really a trash talk.
No, it doesn't qualify as trash talk. Try again.
Bring up more arrogance.
Hello, Drankenbeer. You just basically all rounds are over. 51st one. Yeah, you're late. I mean, actually fix the scoring. Boom, fixed. Production value increased by 15%.
Next time we will do AI voice, and we need to set up trash talk between teams.
Yes, please.
We need to set up intrigues. Like, I will go to one team and tell them, like, I will go to ITGC and tell them InSky, tell me, like, you know.
I can't get the view straight when I'm
I don't want to
laughing,
continue, but I can come up with something. So by the time when the match starts, will be good production value.
DCS reality TV status achieved. You're really taking
Actually,
the time
in
with the
this
pattern.
case, rebroadcasting is good. You need to just fast forward at some moment where we are waiting for the third round.
And this time I'm even locked with the F11 view on the right airport. I'm pretty sure at least.
You mean the Sochi?
Yes. Amount of failure is just like... I was pretty sure it was Naki.
Remove the info bar and the chat
How
for
to
more
rem-
production.
How to
Control
remove info.
Y twice,
Hacks.
increasing
This is hacks.
production value.
Another
And remove
10%.
chat. Oh, we just increased on 25% production value in the last 3 minutes.
Turbo capitalism works. Just gotta keep growing.
Aerobatic approach again.
Oh, this is actually overhead brake if I'm not mistaken. He did run over the grass. God damn it. I can't talk today. Subtracting 5 style points for running over grass.
Yeah, and I guess we will wrap this up soon.
Yeah,
Maybe you have league table to put on the screen, or no?
Link table? What?
League table.
Ah, I don't have the resources set up for
You
that.
could have increased production value.
No, like the stream bot is spamming like the link to the league tables like 24/7. So yeah, I think we're good on that one. But yeah, I thank you for you joining me in this crusade again. More of an odyssey this time.
Yes.
For the stream, thank you for sticking around. We're sorry for the delays. We didn't plan those in. Yeah, next week going to be ITGC versus InSky, unless my memory fails me, and unless you have anything to say, Lazy, I guess I'm going to wrap up the stream.
And I was saying this stream that I could have actually do a module giveaway, but nobody seems to hear it. So you guys missed your chance, but maybe you will remember that next time. We will see, and write something in chat regarding that.
It's basically like autonomous intelligence. It first has to learn by punishment.
Yes. Yes.
It's all stream bots.
All right. I think we can wrap this up. Good performance by the teams. Nobody who win, everybody gets fun. So, thank you guys.
And have a good
Bye.
one. Have a good one and see you next time.